Hello, Bonnie. So far, I know you told us to pick three, and one of the ones that I picked was the peer feedback process. I picked this one because I feel like it's the most crucial one in the end because getting feedback from your peers is what's important because sometimes you don't see what others see and you already assume that it's perfect. When we were in English 1387, I didn't know anybody at the time, but as time progressed, you started to learn your peers, and when they helped me with my essay, they made it better than what it was. But I mean, there's always room for improvement. So when walking into 1388, I didn't know what to expect at all. And you had said that we were just gonna like work on our essay and fix it again, and I was like, what else could I add? But when I had that meeting with you, you told me there were some things you wanted me to change, which really helped because I didn't have an audience that was pertaining to actually what I was talking about. And um, when I finally finished my essay, you had us have it revised by our peers. And when I look at my essay before, I thought it was like good, and I was like, oh, okay, like this is perfect. This is gonna get me 100 and everything. But I was wrong because I was missing a lot of things that I didn't know. Like, for instance, my title was not Don't Juggle Time Manage It. It was uh, Step 4 Essay. And I didn't pick a title because I didn't know what suited my topic, my essay very well. But with the help of my peers, they helped me fix it and they helped find it. Well, they made it for me, practically. And then we went to, when we were revising, we had our peers go through our essay, edit our mistakes, well, the words we misspelled and stuff like that, and give us an idea of what they thought we can improve by. And on some of them, they were really like, they were really specific, so I was able to fix what needed to be fixed. Like when he told me in the paper, you should not be asking the question like this. Um, he wanted me to be more, not vague about it, but like go into detail about what I thought the question was. And then there's one where I didn't even know I messed up. And he told me that I needed to be specific and what campus and how many, because before I didn't have what campus I went to, what campus the people that I interviewed went to, because I totally blanked out and I was thinking that it was already perfect when it wasn't. So with the help of them, I made such improvement and it made such a difference in my work. Many students will think that the help with their peers makes them weak or makes them that they weren't able to do it. But it's not that. Like, when you have your peers helping you, you see their perspective and your perspective, and you're able to put both of your perspectives together to get one conclusion. And if you didn't have your peer perspective, you'd only have one side of what you saw, when other students know more things than you do, and in the long run, it will help you with your research essay. Okay, so for the second one that I chose was learning with peers, and this semester you had us work in groups, and it was a web team or a magazine team, and I chose the magazine team because I felt like that's where like it'd be easier for me. So I was chose to do the cover page and the table of contents. But when I did the cover page, at first I had it like this orange color, and it faded into white, and my peers reminded me that if I had the table of contents and the cover page the same color, it wouldn't really make sense because the cover page and the back page have to have the same color because it's all together, and that the table of contents should have another color. And I agreed with them because it only makes sense. You don't want to have so much of one color like throughout the whole thing. So with their help, it helped me like realize and make our magazine way better. In our magazine, you had us include four stories you wanted to feature, and me and my groups all sat together and we picked four essays for four different how do I say, like groups. Like we had the career orientated, education system, literacy, and personal. And so we picked one of one research paper from each category. There you go, that's the word. From each category to feature in the front page as we thought was best. And we all decided on motivation and reading for success, MD equals male doctor, behind the screen, grades either make you or break you. And if I didn't have the help from my peers, I honestly don't know what I would have put. I probably would have just put like whatever I saw first, and they helped me pick the ones we all thought were perfect examples of the category. Um, so this is our magazine team and our web team, and some of them weren't there that day when we took our magazine picture, but overall, when working in a group, I felt it was so much better because we were able to divide up the work and make the outcome much better and smoother. We all communicated very well with each other. We all helped each other. And in the end, we had an amazing magazine and we were able to turn it in on time and have everything done like we needed to. Okay, so for my last one, I wanted to do fitting genre to audience and purpose. Um, what my research question was, why do students cram the night before to understand class lessons? And when I was writing my essay in 1387, my audience was teachers. It wasn't students. I was saying um, that teachers need to understand that students don't have time, and they're not putting it off because they don't want to do it, or they just want to wait till the last minute and do it. But it wasn't really because of that. It was because they had other things going on in their life. And I tied that with me because I was a student athlete in high school, and when I was in school, mainly all I did was sports, cheerleading, and school. But it was very hard for me to juggle all of that at the same time. And when I would get home, all I would do is want to sleep. I never wanted to sit there and actually do homework because I was so tired. I would come home late from games and things like that. And teachers didn't understand that that was the case. But what was wrong that I didn't know how to juggle my time wisely. I didn't know how to sit there and be like, okay, here's an hour and 30 minutes for homework, another hour to study, which in my case was my fault. But when I had the conference with you, you helped me realize that my audience was not teachers. It was supposed to be first year college students or students in general. And as I sat down with you, I started to realize that that's who my actual audience was, and that was the purpose of why I was writing it. So when I went into 1387, you told me to improve, to change my audience and make it like about them. So um, so I wrote, through my own personal experience and research, it is evident that students engage in procrastination not because they are lazy, but they are busy with work, family obligations, or being a full-time student. And that, and in that, I'm explaining that people, other people should not see students that they're lazy, they don't want to do anything. But us students should also see that we need to make the time and the effort to get things done. And if we don't do that, we won't pass, we'll be failing, and then we'll be sitting there wondering why. But it all comes down to us and how we manage our time and how it is important, and it can make your life easier. So with that, by having students as my audience in the end of our magazine, like in the end to the process of our magazine, like making our magazine, it helped my my essay fall under um where is it, career oriented, because in the end, if you procrastinate all through everything, like all through your life, in any scenario and any job, it will affect you in every way possible. When you have a job and you wait last minute to do something, you possibly are putting your job at risk to get fired and everything. So I'm sorry if I made it very hard to understand, because I'm not very good at explaining myself. But thank you.